Hey guys, welcome back. Today is January 10th, 2024, and my name is JD, and we're going to talk about tonight's 8-game NBA slate. First off, we are going to look at our injuries that we have today to deal with. First off, Joel Embiid is out, as well as Tyrese Halliburton. That'll have huge impacts for their teams tonight. Trae Young listed as questionable. Looks like he has a probable designation in the player pop-up, so that's good. He has a Q tag, but is probable. Looks like LaMelo Ball is continuing to be held out with an injury. Porzingis is questionable tonight. He played a bunch of minutes last time, so they might be trying to protect him with his knee injury that he's had in the past. Looks like Al Horford is also listed as questionable for the Celtics. Cade Cunningham is out again, and we saw last night what that usage looks like for Bojan and Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, and all those guys. So that'll be an interesting matchup tonight against San Antonio. Zion Williamson has a tag. It's questionable with a quadriceps injury. Was held out on Sunday, so we'll see if he is good to go. Jimmy Butler is out again. DeJounte Murray has a tag. He's questionable due to right hamstring tightness. And he was in a late addition to the report, so he could potentially be out tonight. Gobert had a monster game last night. Left hip, they could use him against Boston tonight. Drew Holiday has a right elbow sprain. Levine is questionable. Looks like he's probable. He's still dealing with that foot, but he's been playing minutes. I don't hate him tonight at this price. Horford, I had said, was questionable. He had been sitting on some back-to-backs, and there's a back-to-back today, so we'll see if they sit him. D'Anthony Melton has a back injury, and he is questionable tonight. Gordon Hayward's still out. Mark Williams still out. Chris Paul is out indefinitely for a few weeks with a broken hand. Clint Capella, questionable with an Achilles. Tari Eason, Zach Collins, Mike Conley ruled out. Draymond's still out. Caleb Martin, I know he's missed a couple games. He's listed as doubtful for tonight. PJ Washington is questionable. Actually more doubtful than questionable, so it's good news. DeAndre Hunter's out. Cody Martin, questionable for the Hornets. Isaiah Stewart, he missed last night's game and is doubtful for tonight's game against the Spurs. Dylan Brooks is out. Kyle Lowry is doubtful for tonight's game against OKC. Josh Richardson is probable for tonight. And yeah, that looks about most of the injuries. Alvarado is questionable with an illness. Gary Payton's out. Landry Shamet's out. Covington's out. Okay, alright. That is the slate. Let's look at our games. So first we got Minnesota and Boston. With Conley ruled out, that'll open up some point guard value for them between McLaughlin and probably Shake Milton. Otherwise, bump probably goes to Anthony Edwards, Towns. Towns crushed his price last night. If Porzingis is ruled out, I like him a lot. Again, especially if Gobert is ruled out, I like him a lot. Naz Reid was good last night, I believe. Yeah, 29 DK points, 13 and 10. I like him tonight against a small Boston front court. At least the backups for Boston are not great, so Naz should be able to take advantage of that. Jaden played great last game. He got 29 DK points in 35 minutes, so his salary has gone up. Otherwise, if we move to Boston, Porzingis, Holiday, and Horford are questionable. If Porzingis and Horford are ruled out, I expect, Kata and Cornet to get some decent run. I don't know if Porzingis and Horford will get ruled out, but if they do, against Minnesota, Cornet and Kate are going to probably have to play a ton of minutes with Gobert and Towns on the opposite side. If we look at the pricing, none of the pricing really sticks out to me. And it's Minnesota. Minnesota's a tough matchup. They play at a slower pace. So yeah, I'm not really seeing anything from this game specifically. So if we move to the next game, it's Washington and Indiana. Washington is pretty healthy. It looks like Shamit's out. I don't mind Abdia at this price. He did get a massive double-double against New York a couple games ago, and Brooklyn. So some of these faster paced matchups he can do well, so I don't hate him at 64. For Tyus Jones, DeLon Wright is back and playing minutes. I mean, his minutes have been a little bit more secure. I don't mind him at 6K. Poole, I wish I could stomach clicking his name. Still a great price. I just wish he was a little bit more involved in the offense than just chucking shots up. Yeah, that's all I really like from this group. I would say Kuzma at 78 is still a decent price. His price has been coming down. I think it went back up today, but the main four for Washington I would be okay with. Indiana, Halliburton was ruled out with a hamstring injury. I had watched it on TV and saw it happen. Like, oof, that is not good. The fact that TJ McConnell got almost a 2,000 bump is kind of crazy. I don't necessarily see him playing 30 minutes, but they might play him that much. Just kidding, I don't think so. I think it'll be like 24 to 28. But I mean, if he's putting up 30 points in 25 minutes, it's kind of attractive. So I don't know. We'll see about TJ. The thing is Washington is not a great team, bad defense, and they play around the same pace. So TJ at 67, I think, will do really well. Mathurin, his minutes are probably going to go up a little bit more. He's been scoring really well lately. He just needs to get involved in, the other statistical categories. But if he can get you 18, 20 a night, and then add in, a few rebounds, assists, a block of steal, he can get you around 30 DK points. But at this price, we're probably looking for 40. Buddy Hield, Bruce Brown, those prices are nice. Neesmith, Jalen Smith, Toppin at 43. Like, I know his minutes have been going down, but it's so hard for Indiana with these rotations. You never know. Some nights you're gonna get more minutes for certain people. Some nights you're gonna get less minutes for certain people. So with Halliburton out, I specifically say McConnell, Mathurin, Bruce Brown, Turner. That's kind of where I would go. in this matchup. Jalen Smith, I don't hate at 5K either. I just wish he got, more consistent minutes. Anyways, here we go. Next game, Sacramento and Charlotte. Sacramento is coming off of a comeback win against Detroit last night. Sabonis played great. Sabonis' price right at 10K again. Charlotte struggles to defend the paint. And they're still without Mark Williams. Nick Richards has been getting blown up pretty much. And PJ Washington could be back tonight, but he shouldn't really stand a chance in defending him. Fox, and Murray seem to be, Sabonis, Fox, Monk, and Murray seem to be the core four for this group, with everybody filling in, minutes here and there. Lyles gets some good run as well. He seems to have the coach's trust, but other than that, I don't really like any plays on this team. Charlotte's not great defensively, so the Kings should be able to get what they want. For Charlotte, now if I could game stack this, I probably would, but the prices are too high. Sacramento's been struggling on the defensive end. They gave up over 40 points in the first quarter last night to Detroit. I see Sacramento giving up probably at least 120 tonight, 115. But where does those points come from? So Rozier and Bridges are pretty much the guys. Nick Smith Jr. is probably who I would go to next. Brandon Miller just hasn't been playing well enough. He has not been making shots. And he just hasn't been that involved on the offense. If we click his 18, he's getting shots up. He's just not making them. And so, but for 6K, and he's not contributing as much as he probably should with the injuries. If he was maybe 52 or 54, I would consider it more. But Terry, Miles, Nick Smith Jr. has been playing good. 26 DK points in his last game. If Cody Martin is out again, I wouldn't be afraid to click Nick Smith Jr. And PJ Washington is doubtful, so they're gonna need some people to guard the paint. JT Thor, he played 21 minutes, 9 and 8 and 2. So I don't hate that either, but I probably wouldn't go there. All right, let's move on to the next game. San Antonio and Detroit. Zach Collins is out tonight. He'll be out for a decent amount of time. 2 to 4 weeks. So Wembanyama's on a minutes restriction, 24 max 26 minutes a night. But he still can produce a good amount of fantasy points in that time period. And Detroit is not good. So I don't mind this matchup at 89. Now, to back him up, Barlow at 37, I wouldn't go there. It's possible he can get there. 19, 20. His price did go down. And he is playing a backup team. So 3,700 for him. I don't hate it. It's just a little bit hard to stomach. Branham, he was coming back from injury, so looks like they've just moved him to the bench. And they've kept Trey Jones in the lineup. Yeah, at 58, Trey Jones, I don't hate him at 58. Sohan at 57, I don't hate either. Vassell and Johnson are a little bit priced up for more than I would like, but are still viable. If we look at Detroit, Cunningham is out again. Ivy and Bogdanovich are the primary ball handlers. Burks played well. last night. Killian Hayes at 55. He just doesn't score points. And unless he starts scoring points to help his score out, it's kind of hard to click him. Just the upside. I mean, he played 25, 31 minutes last 2 games, but 2 and 4 points. If he was around 10 points, that'd be a little bit different, or 12. Otherwise, there's really no one I'm looking at on Detroit. It would be Duran, Ivy, Bogdanovich, Burks. Those would be the guys I'd be looking at. Next game, Philadelphia and Atlanta. Embiid has been ruled out tonight, and Melton is questionable. With that being said, this game should probably be a little bit faster paced. Maxey and Harris, I don't hate at their prices. They are going to have a bunch of usage tonight. Paul Reed, 5,700. He just doesn't play consistent enough minutes, even with Embiid ruled out. But this matchup, he might be able to take advantage of this one against, if Capella is in or out, or if it's just Okongwu. So that's an interesting name I'm keeping track of. Marcus Morris Sr., 41. Probably not, but I mean, if they're not scoring, maybe. So if we're gonna think that Philadelphia's gonna be struggling to score, Morris might get used off the bench more often tonight. But other than that, I would say Maxey, Harris. I would look at Oubre. If he was like 57, I would like him. But yeah, I would say those are the main guys I'm looking at. For Atlanta, got a ton of question marks, but I believe all of them are going to play. If we look, Capella is questionable. Murray is questionable as well. Yep. And I believe Trey was probable. He just had the Q mark. Yeah, he's probable. Trey, in this matchup, if Melton's out, I like Trey. Bogdanovich off the bench, good. Other than that, Jalen Johnson maybe at 7K. He just doesn't get enough points. Usually. 12, yeah. If he's gonna get 20 points a game, then yeah, I'll click his name. But yeah, because if he can get 20 points and a double, that is key for him, which could happen tonight with Embiid out. So I do like Johnson tonight too. So it'd be probably Trey, Bogdanovich, Jalen, and then Murray would be like my 4 there. Next game, OKC and Miami. OKC is fully healthy. Shea is gonna Shea. Another great game. 32 points. He's had 30 real life points at 4 straight games. He's just good. #good. I don't mind him tonight. Chet, 77. Played good. He had triple digits. He had 30 points last game. He crushed. Miami's an interesting matchup because they have all their injuries that they're dealing with. But with that, should increase the pace a little bit. More turnovers. Shea, Jalen, Chet, I would say are the 3 I'm looking at out of this group. We go to Miami. Bam. I like Bam tonight at 88. Hero at 79. With Kyle Lowry doubtful. I like Hero tonight at this price. Jaquez, Kevin Love. I like. They've been playing Jovic, or he played last game at least, or he's been playing a bit. I don't know how to exactly analyze this because he plays 28, 24, 21. Good game, good game. And if Martin's going to be doubtful, he's going to play. And it seems like they would rather play him over Thomas Bryant or, the other centers. And it looks like they're playing him at power forward. Is Highsmith getting any minutes? Yeah. His first game back was the last game. So I would say Highsmith is probably going to get more minutes than Jovic this game, but I wouldn't necessarily click either of those names tonight. I would say it's Bam, Hero, Jaquez, and Kevin Love. If we move on to our next game, we got Houston and Chicago. Oh, forgot to click off of that. Houston and Chicago. Houston is without Tari Eason again and Dylan Brooks. Everyone's role is pretty much defined in this team. Şengün at 82, I think, is a misprice. He should be closer to 88. I think he'll crush Chicago tonight. Jabari Smith and Jalen Green are too cheap at this price, I think. But Jabari Smith has a foul problem. He likes to foul, and he'll be probably going up against DeRozan tonight, much of the night, so he might have some issues. But yeah, with that being said, Jae'Sean Tate, how many minutes? 34 last game. Amen Thompson, how many did he play? 11. Excuse me. Excuse me. Cam Whitmore. I don't know if I'd play Cam Whitmore, but he's an interesting thought considering Houston or Tari Eason and Dylan Brooks are out. Aaron Holiday. Yeah, Jeff Green, how many minutes is he been getting? $20, $34, $20, okay. Of those people, I'd probably play Cam. He has the most. He's been doing the best, and he's a salary saver guy. But I don't know. I don't know if I would go there. He's someone I'm interested in a little bit. But yeah, Şengün, love his price tonight. Against the Bulls. If you go to the Bulls, Levine is questionable, but he's probable. A lot of these prices are very nice. Şengün should do well. Vooch at 73. How many minutes did he get? Because I know Drummond started. Vooch played 30. Okay. I wonder what Chicago's gonna do. If they're gonna continue to bring Vooch and Levine off the bench. When was the last time Levine was 6,700? Beginning of the year. I just think his price is too cheap for him specifically. Drummond, 23 minutes. 23. So it looks like he's playing 6 minutes a quarter. I mean, and he's been doing really well for them. And it seems like Chicago's been playing better. Um, so yeah, we'll see what moving forward what that is like. Um, but for Chicago, I like DeRozan, Vooch, um, and Levine tonight. Last game of the night, New Orleans and Golden State. New Orleans, Zion is questionable with a thigh, or quad. He did miss last game, I believe. Yeah. If he is playing, I would like him against Golden State. They really don't have anyone that can defend him. Otherwise, Valanciunas at 67, I like. McCollum at 78, I like. And probably Trey Murphy at 56, I would play. Larry Nance. He's been just solid. I know he didn't get minutes in the blowout, but at 44, I mean, he'd had 5 games of 20 or more fantasy points in a row, and he's at 4,400. So I don't hate that. Other than that, that would be it. Golden State. Chris Paul and Draymond Green are still out. Gary Payton is out. Clay at 63. That seems like a good play with Pajemski at 59. Has Kuminga's minutes been, 25, 34, 19, 36, 25? What is Golden State going to give him? Wiggins, 17 minutes, 19 minutes. Now that Paul is out, I'm surprised that they haven't given Wiggins more minutes. Yeah, the Warriors are a mess. I would say it's Steph, Clay, and Pajemski. Those are the guys I would probably look at tonight. So, that being said, thank you for watching this overview of tonight's NBA slate. I'll be putting my core plays and cheat sheet as well as my cash and GPP player pools on my Patreon, and I will have that linked below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.